Tonight for supper, Louisiana chicken gumbo. We're gonna get these onions diced up real fine, and then we're gonna cook them down in the pot until they're nice and golden. Tonight we're doing 3 onions because these 2 are little baby onions and this one's kind of small too. These onions have me crying. Woo! What? I need goggles. Now that you cried a river, get all your onions in the pot. Add you some oil. I'm using some olive oil. We're gonna cook these down until they're golden brown. You can't have chicken gumbo without potato salad, but tonight we're doing it a little different. We're gonna have angel eggs, and angel eggs are just deviled eggs. I just choose to call them angel eggs. So we're gonna ball our eggs. All right, we got to this golden color. It takes a little bit of wrist work, but it's totally worth it. Now we're gonna add in some flour. My mama always said a big heaping tablespoon of flour, so that's what we're gonna do, a big heaping tablespoon. Cooking spoon, and maybe just a little more. Now we're gonna make the roux, so you're gonna add a little bit of oil to go with that flour, and then we're gonna cook this down. Looking for this to be a golden color too. Tip to know, the darker your roux, the darker your gumbo or your stew is gonna turn out. The darker you want it, the longer you cook it for. All right, I'm really liking this color. It's a lot darker in person than what the camera's picking up, so now I'm gonna throw in the chicken. My chicken's just a tad bit frozen still, so I'm gonna add in some water, but ideally I would just cook it down in the roux for a little while and brown up the chicken, but that's just not gonna work tonight. Throw in just a little bit to cover that bottom. Now I got it to where I can put a lid on, so I'm gonna add a little more water and then put the lid on and let that chicken like break apart and not be frozen. None of the chicken's frozen anymore, so we're gonna start adding more water and then adding more seasoning to it. Water? We're gonna fill it almost to the top with water. You can totally do chicken broth, or if you had chicken bouillon cubes, you can throw that in here. I have some homemade chicken bouillon, and so I'm gonna do 2 tablespoons of that. I make mine with nutritional yeast and other spices. I'm gonna add some black pepper, some garlic powder, not much, just a little bit. Onion. Mama really never put garlic or onion, but I really like it in it. You have to have gumbo filet. No matter what, you gotta have gumbo filet. And I use usually around a tablespoon or 2 in mine. I like a lot. And we're gonna put a generous amount of salt. I'm gonna just finish this bag off. Probably gonna need more than that. I'm gonna cook this down and let that chicken just start falling off the bone really, and then it's gonna be done. I got the rice going, and then we're about to make the angel eggs. Just taste tested, and I'm gonna do a little bit more salt. It had a really good flavor, but it just needs a little something. We got our boiled eggs. Now we're gonna cut them in half. Now we're gonna keep half of these yolks and discard half of them. The ones we're gonna keep, put them in a bowl. Now that you got your yolks in a bowl, we're gonna put some mayonnaise. You don't want it too mayonnaise-y, but you just want a good bit. I put like that much. There's some mustard. We're gonna add a little salt, a little bit of Tony's, a little garlic, a little onion. Take a fork and mash up your yolks and mix it all together. I can already tell I'm gonna need a little more mayonnaise. You want to mash up your yolks until it's really smooth. Get little spoonfuls and just start filling your eggs up. Final step is sprinkling some paprika on top. Got a ladle, and we're going to pour our gumbo in the bowl over the rice. Grab us a chicken stick. And this is tonight's spread. It's going to be so good. And I'm just going to put the angel eggs in the middle, and everybody can just pick off the plate.